got a secret underneath. Yeah, she's this naughty little freak. She likes to put on a show. She likes when it takes control.
I always try to tell myself if I get tackled, either they gonna feel me when they tackle me, or it's gonna be I'm gonna make them work for it.
He's one of those guys that he's up for the challenge, and if you're gonna bring it, you better bring it, because if not, I'm definitely gonna give it to you.
Jacobs slashing his way, shredding the defense.
For me, man, it's not giving up on the play. It's trying to go out there and give everything that I have, and never feeling like I didn't try. I wouldn't be able to come in here and look at these guys in the eye if I feel like I didn't give everything that I had, and I feel like I couldn't ask that out of them if I wasn't showing it or giving it. So,
Josh Jacobs, among the best in the NFL in yards after contact.
Wayne, as good as he's been the first half of the season, I think his body is cut out more for the second half. That hard-nosed running will be on display for all to see as Green Bay settles into the back half of the season. Looking ahead, 4 of the next 5 games will be played under the lights, with back-to-back Thursday and Sunday night matchups. First things first, the Packers need to take care of business against a familiar opponent at home. Every game matters, but recent history makes this matchup special.
One of the first meetings that I was in here, we had a conversation about, the Niners. I understand how important it is, and we all do.
It's just a team, you gotta be on your P's and Q's and, execute.
At the end of the day, they're all just men. We all have faults, and it's about just winning and beating the man across from you.
Welcome to Best of the Locker Room. At the end of last season, the Packers were playing as well as anybody, but then the 49ers beat them 24-21 in the divisional round of the playoffs. Jordan Love has not forgotten.
That's what you gotta, kind of just sit with all offseason. Is going back, watching that game, kind of trying to see what you could have done better, what you could have done differently in that game. So it definitely sits with you through the offseason, and then obviously move on. But just knowing that that's the team that knocked us out, we're definitely hungry for this game.
The 49ers are just 5-5, but those 5 losses came by a total of 23 points. Xavier McKinney is expecting one tough customer.
They ain't gonna back down for nothing with nobody, and I think they go out there and show that. They have a certain mentality that they play with. They're not just gonna lay down, but they play hard regardless of what their record is and regardless of what's going on.
Nothing complicated about this one. 2 of the NFC's best going nose to nose and toes to toes. Here's Sean Ryan.
They're going to line up, we're going to line up, and play ball.
What was the biggest thing you took away from, the last 2 years, last year and a half, kind of being able to get yourself acclimated to the NFL, just learning and kind of getting up to speed with this game?
I would say the biggest takeaway is being ready for your opportunity. This isn't my first opportunity. I had a few shots last year, and then I didn't take full advantage of them. So when I got my opportunity this year, I wanted to, make the most of it.
Was it tough to wait as long as you did for that opportunity? What was it? How'd you handle that?
I mean, I love what I do. Like I just told him, I just set my goal for the day. If it's to win 10 one-on-ones for the day, then that's what I'm doing for the day. So, just keep it interesting, keep it fun.
You ever start to wonder, okay, when's it going to finally happen? Because you grind every day, you come to practice, do all the right things. When's it going to finally happen?
I mean, yeah, you think about it, but, as soon as I lose a one-on-one, I feel like I need to go back to work. So, just continue to work. And a lot of the guys in our room have been helping me stay grounded as well.
You mentioned all the work, I think, in the offseason that you put on with special teams. How have you kind of seen that sort of manifest now in the regular season, being able to get some chances there too?
I mean, it means a lot to me. I've been working on my punt sets for the longest now, and it's gained me a lot of respect from my peers around here. So just working on the stuff that I need to work on. felt.
How good of a feeling was that when you got up after sacking him? You know, okay, that's my first NFL sack, and all the work that I put into it.
That was the best feeling I had in a while. It felt great, just getting one in the books, and it being my first game, being able to get my first sack in front of my mom. You know, that meant a lot to me.
She was there?
Yeah, she was there. She's seeing everything.
Did Rashawn, any of the guys say anything to you after that?
Yeah, I mean, we're still talking about it to this day. You know, just the irony of it, but you know, it was a very fun day for me.
What's it been like working with Aaron Mosby too? Because you guys could both kind of wait for that opportunity. They've both been here the last 2 years. How's it been sort of bouncing stuff off him as well?
You know, we got different skill sets, so you know, just working on the stuff that we can together. This pretty much both our first times playing in the NFL at a high level, so we're just working on it, working together, just trying to get better every day.
I jumped in late, so you might already answer this, but how much does just a game like this past Sunday give you that confidence moving forward, showing that, you know, when you're playing at a high level, full speed, you know, good things can happen for you?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot to me just playing fast. You know, good things happen, but we're on to the next week already. You know, you just got to keep working. A lot of guys in our room have had success, so they know how it feels to get sacks. So, you know, they kind of congratulated me, now it's on to the next. So,
you learned about just this defense, not only being on the field, but even watching you say off the field. Just what have you seen from just this Packers defense?
I've seen that a lot of guys want to get after the ball. We got a lot of takeaways for a reason. We got a lot of guys just getting after it and swarming the ball. So as soon as I seen it, I just wanted to be a part of it, you know, get out there and help.
At Florida, were you guys a 4-3 over there or 3-4?
We ran pretty much both. With the coaching switching changes and stuff like that, we ran both.
So standing up, hand down, either one, you basically had experience with both.
Yeah, I got experience with both. I could do both.
What's it been like to go from a 3-4 to a 4-3 in your first 2 seasons?
You just get the best of both worlds. You learn how to set the edge in that 3-4 really good, and you know, in the 4-3 you just be the attack guy. So you know, learning the difference between the two defenses, just making the most of it.
It's very different, obviously, between the two. Is there one that you're any more comfortable, more or less comfortable in doing?
Whichever one get me a sack. You know, I'm always going for it. I'm always rushing. So long as I'm coming off the edge, I'm fine with anything.
How well have I gotten to know him? Yeah. I'd say you know people like George more through how they play. Someone who plays with character rather than someone who is a character. You know, like George plays who he is on the field at all times.
Did you watch the Netflix show that had him?
Receiver?
Yeah.
Of course I watched it.
I'm just curious if there's anything about George in there that surprised you or that kind of caught your eye.
You know, George is one of those guys I think has that one-play mindset, something that I try to emulate in my game. But you know, one snap at a time, he's going balls to the walls, and that's something you want from your tight end. Flip on my film, you know, I'm not comparing myself to George, but flip on my film and you see, you know, something I save myself one play at a time, one moment, opportunity at a time, full go all the time for my boys.
Have you guys had conversations, you and George? Like, I know you do the tight end news stuff. Do you guys talk? Like, what's that relationship like?
I would say any conversations we've had in the past, they've never really been about, you know, the game. Like I don't outside of the building, I don't talk with other, you know, people about football. And it's work all the time. You know, we dig into more comical things, personal things. Not that personal. It's not like I know him on that level at all. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to say I know him that well. I know him enough. I've watched him enough. He's a fantastic athlete, great tight end.
I remember you telling the story as you're starstruck, the elevator doors open and it's Kittle in the elevator.
Travis.
Oh, that was Travis?
First time I met Travis was, tight end U. Elevator door open, he came in, I looked over at my then fiance and I said, it's Travis Kelce. Yeah. Cool moments. You know, you try to soak it all in like that.
Last night in Sports Center, we were talking about whether they should play you in your fantasy. I mean, you can get a name pretty quick in this. But I think you appreciate there's so much more to learn, right?
Yeah. One thing I love about the game, it's more important to be a learn-it-all than a know-it-all. come in and earn it every day, one day at a time.
What's it like to share the field, not at the same time, but share the spotlight in a game like this? If you have a huge game, everyone's like, no, hey, it's not just George Kittle that's the headliner in this game.
Yeah,
you can do.
I try not to. You're talking to the wrong guy about that kind of stuff. I try not to think about. I mean, of course, I have aspirations, but I'm really not worried about that. It'll come to me. I know it will. That's the vision I've set for myself. The spotlight will reach me. Like you said, it might already be on me, but it's not something I'm worried about.
Do you like your trajectory? I mean, you mentioned the blocking part, but just like the big picture of being an all-around tight end, do you like the trajectory that you're on as far as being maybe at some point here shortly being mentioned as one of those top guys?
Yeah, of course. And maybe it's just an exposure thing. I think you turn on the film, it's going to speak for itself. Maybe I'm already there. I'm never going to ever be in the arrived category. That's a facade. No one ever arrives. I'm going to keep showing up to work every day, push myself. But I think the jump I made from my rookie year to this year has been very large. And I don't think, I don't really care. It's been a good time.
What does this game mean to this team, this locker room, facing this foul?
Yeah, last year was a tough game because we had them beaten so many categories, and then we'd lose the game. So just coming out this week and just trying to maximize every opportunity that's going to be the main game plan.
Line up against Fred Warner, Devondre will be out there, Kittle, Trent Williams. Is this one of the more experienced teams you've faced off in this fall, and what's that like on game day?
Most experienced. I mean, yeah, they play a lot of games. They've made some deep runs into the playoffs. So as far as snaps and experience, they have a lot of that. But to me, they're just numbers. They're guys in jerseys, and that's how I treat every opponent. Obviously, there's things to watch out for. Fred, he's a ball hawk. Anytime he's going to make a tackle or he's closing on a man in space, he's looking for the ball. He's going to try to punch the ball out. He tried that on me last year, and he hits hard. But at the end of the day, they're all just men. We all have faults, and it's about just winning and beating the man across from you.
A lot of this whole training camp and all of this to get back to this position that you were in. How much of a struggle was it, and how much have you had to overcome?
Struggle, I wouldn't say it was a struggle, but definitely trials and tribulations. It just comes with the sport. So yeah.
How did it feel to just play a whole game? Basically play a whole game. Instead of coming in and out, was that easier to do for you?
I mean, yeah. It's been a while. But it was good to get back out there. Feel some things out. Make some plays in the run game and stuff like that. So it felt good, and just something to build off of.
Just what have you seen from just this defense as a whole? Bringing in a new scheme, but just you in the mix. Just what have you seen from just how this defense is kind of taking shape?
I mean, yeah, we all competitive. We're all aggressive. Obviously, we have playmakers. So it's not just in the back end, even with the D line, the edge rushers. So and then we're still putting pieces together, and that's the crazy part about it. We still ain't played our best brand of ball yet. So yeah.
You're back to where you were, towards the end of last year when you were really an established starter. Are you playing at that level, do you think, now? Yeah,
I feel like it never left. You have some injuries, like I said, it comes to the sport, but just going out there and just filling it out and everything else, getting comfortable and things. I'm like, yeah, I feel like. The confidence for me never left, no matter where the injury was. So, yeah.
Carrington, what do you remember from the – go ahead, Larry.
Carrington, what do you see from the 49er receiving core? What's part of your coach?
Yeah, physical. And, that's just – that's the thing that, that sticks out. And, and that's the thing I like. I don't like really – I like someone who likes to play physical, like to play rough. So it's going to be fun.
How physical player is Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, physical, patient. Definitely, got to fit him up in the run game for sure. So yeah, great player.
Halfway through your second NFL season, just where have you seen the most growth in your game from last year to where you are now?
I would say, just the time I've been out there, recognition, things are starting to slow down. Things are really starting to slow down, especially, like I said, out there on the perimeter, when the run action at you and stuff like that. I feel like that's probably the major thing.
Did you have to deal with injury much during your career?
No.
Is that different for you?
Yeah, this has definitely been something different for me. Never missed a snap playing football until I got into the NFL. So this definitely was it wasn't normal. It wasn't something that I liked. Like I said, I don't like being hurt. I don't even like missing practice. So yeah, it's definitely something different for sure.
How did you deal with it? I mean, looking back, would you have dealt with it any differently, or was it just frustrating?
Frustrating for sure, especially when you don't really get injured, like this is your first time. But I got the guys around me when that happened. Coaches, family. So that's all I leaned on really. So yeah.
When you guys have looked at Snyder, has pretty much he's scrambling this season. He's got like 258 scrambling yards. Has that stuck out to you guys at all?
Yeah, he's mobile. It sticks out on the tape. So obviously it's something we have to be aware of. And we got to keep our eyes on for sure.
Not for me personally, but I think that we definitely are trying to get a little bit of revenge. With how our season ended last year. We're definitely looking at it as a pretty big game here for us. So definitely excited to see him again.
How are you hoping to build upon your Bears game?
Just got to find a way to be better. If each person finds something to lock in on and be better this week than we were last week, we're going to be a better team this week and try to just be better as a group.
For you personally, though, coming off your best game of the season, is it hard knowing that this game it could be anyone's game, but for you still want to keep building upon that?
No, it's not hard. Everyone's just got to find what their role is in this game and try to do that to the best of their abilities. And same goes for myself. Just looking to make an impact in any way and try to win the football game.
When you look at the 49ers defense, what sticks out?
They just got a tough group. They've got a good front, good guys in the back end. They play, a good scheme. So it really just comes down to, taking what they give us early and just, making them respect, everything. And once we do that, I think it'll be pretty open for us.
No, they don't bring us a playoff game. They feel like they got one up on me right now, so we coming to play. I ain't really worried about that. I'm worried about my job and focus on what I got to do.
How do you approach this game?
Like every other game. At the end of the day, we know how we feel at the end of the year last year, and we come in to play. We know what's at stake. It's the NFC game regardless. So either we play them now, we got to play them again in the playoffs. So it's football.
A couple defensive guys dealing with injuries right now. How important is it for the rest of the unit to step up and fill in their absence?
That's the NFL period. Somebody go down, somebody got to step up. I've been in a role where I had to be the guy that step up, and that's just what the NFL is. When you get your op, you got to make it count.
How are you feeling about their offense?
Normal, same. Chris McCaffrey's back. They got good players, but other than that, it's just football.
Jair's obviously had to deal with a lot of injuries, and it's happened again this season. What do you just tell him? What's your so what do you say to him since he's had to deal with that? It's obviously, I'm sure, been frustrating.
I don't really check on his body. I always check on his mental. Just make sure Jair's straight. He know we in this corner. We got him. We see him every day in the building and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, God willing. You can't control injuries. It's come with this sport, but you can control your mental. So I always check his mind first. I ain't really worried about his body.
How have you seen him just mentally deal with that? Because it can get frustrating and it can get tough.
I mean, you know, Jair, he'd be meditating and stuff like that, so I guess he'd be all right. You know, I don't know. I don't know how to meditate. I can't sit there and be, I don't know how to do that yet. I'm learning. He be teaching me. I gotta start writing stuff in a journal or something.
So you don't see any frustration from him at all?
Yeah, because he wants to play. I know he wants to be out there with us. His body's not letting him right now, but, you know, he can't control that.
Speaking of guys who is now healthy, Carrington, you know, expect to say, you know, more of a bigger role. Just what are you looking to see from him, especially now that he is healthy? You know, he did a lot of good things last year. Just, you know, what are you looking to see from him this season?
Just consistency. CV's a good player, up and coming. Young legs, he's fresh. You know, I remember my first 2 years in the league. I can run all day. You know, getting a little older, stuff kind of hurt a little bit, but other than that, I think CV be all right. He played in the same game last year in the playoffs, so it's not like it's gonna be too big of a stage for him. Played a lot of games last year. He's healthy now and he's ready to go. I'm sure he's ready to go.
What's the vibe with the defense after this win? Because it wasn't the best defensive performance, but you only held them to 19 points and you still get a win. What are you guys walking away from?
You know, we will always be overcritical, but at the end of the day, it was fresh off a bye. You know, it's like just knocking rust off. We hadn't played a game in 2 weeks. It's normal, but a win, you know, help all your problems. So we'll be all right.
What kind of player is Deommodore Lenoir since you know him well?
A dog. Played with him in high school. My brother talked every day, whether it's about this game or not. Talk to him every day. He earned everything he got in this league. He was 5th round pick, highest paid 5th round pick ever as a corner. And I love him to death. I know he's gonna come and play ball, talk a lot. I don't care about none of that though. I'm gonna talk mine too. So we'll see.
How has he developed those since when he first got in the league to now, like you mentioned, getting that big payday?
I think it's not just. I think it's anybody in the NFL. You know, once you get ops and they allow you to play and get comfortable, that's how you get good at this in this league. I mean, only way you can get better is getting ops and reps doing it. And they allow him to play inside, outside, kind of how I'm doing it here right now. And I've been doing it for like 2-3 years. He's a good player. He's a really good player. He got dog in him, tough, can cover. Trash talker, you know, he's from LA too, so he get a little pass. We going at that though.
Thanksgiving's coming up. How grateful are you to be playing with your friends like this? I mean, you guys dreamed about that.
Yeah. I actually was on the phone with Debo last night, and he was like, damn, just like, I remember when we was in college, we used to just sit in our apartments, we was down the street from each other, and we just talked like, damn, like what life would be, and you know, it's just a blessing. We both got accolades and stuff like that. Both got an All-Pro. And with Deommodore, it's like it's stuff that we've been grinding for our whole life, you know. Even when we was in LA and LA in high school, just long workouts together, just conversations, college visits together, you know, like that. It's a long time coming, and Thanksgiving coming up, thankful. Just thankful that I get to play with my brothers and stuff like that. But I'm also thankful for the guys that I play with on this team. You know, just thankful about my career, how it's shaped. I'm just thankful for a lot, for everything, really, honestly. My mom, everybody.
Wes, it keeps getting colder and the games keep getting bigger. Packers and 49ers, time for final thoughts. Weston, what's at stake?
Make no mistake, Mike. It's not revenge the Packers are after. It's a reckoning. And you look at what happened last year, it obviously was disappointing losing in the NFC divisional playoffs to San Francisco, but you can't do anything about that. What Green Bay can do something about is really sending the San Francisco 49ers below 500 and in their own way improving to 8 victories. And you look at the past history here at Lambeau Field, the Packers have won 7 of the last 8 at home against the 49ers. Got to get the job done again.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Packers are hitting a challenging part of the schedule just from the preparation side of things. You're heading into a short week, a Thursday night, Thanksgiving night game here at Lambeau Field. You want to go into that feeling good about yourself and have that 8th win under your belt. Wes, who's heating up? Presented by Aurora Heated Apparel.
Brenton Cox Jr., Mike. This young man had to wait his turn for a spot in the Packers pass rush rotation, but once he got it, he made it count against the Chicago Bears. And the Green Bay Packers, they've been looking for kind of a boost to the pass rush and off the edge. He did that. 1 sack, a 3-yard tackle for a loss. Brenton Cox Jr. had 22 snaps. I expect him to get some more here against the 49ers.
I agree with you, Wes, and my guy is on the offensive side, and it's Christian Watson. He had a huge game in Chicago last week. All explosive catches, 4 of them for a career-high 150 yards. things haven't been the greatest in Christian Watson's career in terms of the injuries and other opportunities maybe that haven't come his way, but he really cashed in against the Bears, and the Packers are going to use him down the stretch here. Wes, I say the Packers win this game if they can get a takeaway. Last January, the Packers let 2 huge interception opportunities get away from them, and one of those could have won the game for Green Bay. And a defense that has done a really good job taking away the football most of the season for Green Bay has gone 2 straight games without one now. I think the Packers need to get back on that takeaway train, and that'll get you this football game.
I agree with you, Mike. I also feel like the Green Bay Packers win this game if you punch the ball into the end zone and really stop the San Francisco 49ers from doing the same. Both of these teams have moved the ball at will this year, top 5, top 10 offenses, but have struggled in the red area, both of them in the bottom half in that category. I personally feel like whoever punches the ball in here, gets those 6 points, is going to be the team that comes out victorious.
Yeah, I agree with you. And with that, we will sign off on this edition of Final Thoughts. Be sure to follow all of our coverage of Sunday's big game from Lambeau Field on Packers.com and on all of your social media channels. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the ball game.